Alright, what is up, guys? Cain here with XBLA fans, and I am going to be trying to go through these games as quickly as I can because we have a massive indie puzzle game sale. So there's a lot of content, a lot of games out there, and I'm going to try to give you at least a little bit to go on each of these. A couple times, I'll be honest, I'm just going to say it was not a memorable game for me, and that's about what I got to give you. So we'll just go through these and let's take a look. Unfortunately, I don't have the actual prices on this. I'm not using our site this time because we did not have a chance to get these up in time. But I wanted to make sure I could get this video to you as quickly as possible. And I will admit, it does kind of suck going off just discount versus like the actual price itself. 101 Ways to Die. That's a pretty cool little puzzle game. The concept behind this is it's kind of like playing some kind of Lemmings style game, except the difference is you're setting up traps and trying to kill them. I would say it was definitely a lot of fun for about an hour or two, and then it kind of drug on for a little bit. I know I have some videos up on the site or on YouTube that will help you with a couple of the achievements. I actually found the game pretty fun. I did enjoy it for the most part. I would say it's definitely one that you should look into, and it might be something pretty interesting. The 8-Bit Adventure Anthology volume, honestly, unless this has a nostalgia pull to you, I would probably not even give it that much of a look. I think that's going to be the main draw to that one, is if it was something that you were into in the past. Now, Albert and Otto, if I remember correctly, is one of those games that's trying to be Limbo-esque. I think it was way too short. And I remember playing it and kind of enjoying it, but it wasn't anything like super, super special. I'm just going to double check, make sure I'm not incorrect on what I'm thinking this is. Yeah, I believe I beat this in about an hour and 20 minutes, so it is not exactly a long game by any means. It was pretty decent. $6 is not a bad price for it. So if you like that style of game, I would definitely say it's worth looking into. Just be aware that it is very short. I'm going to double check on this one again too as well. This is Anode. I could not play this game, so there was no colorblind mode. I tried really hard. I was actually pretty interested in it, and I just struggled because I just could not see anything. So just a word of warning, unless it's been patched in, I would be aware of that if this affects you. Otherwise, it's a pretty cheap little game, so it's hard for me to comment on something that I physically could not play. Binaries. Okay, so I don't remember this one at all. Yeah, it came out last year, so this is not one I can comment too much on. But yeah, I think you're trying to move two things at once, which is I don't know. It's a concept that can work, but I don't know how well. So I'm assuming Zero played this one. I didn't get much of a chance to look into it myself, and I'm not going to be able to comment too hard on that one. We're going to skip all the Call of Duties down to Candleman. All right, something I love. Candleman is amazing. Candleman is something you should pick up. 10 Seconds of Light. Really cool concept. Came out of a game jam all the way in China. Really cool game. Definitely pick that up. Honestly, fantastic game. One of my favorite from last year. Circuits. Just want to double check. Okay, this one didn't make any sense to me. I tried playing this the other day. I don't know. It did not click. It did not work for me. I don't know what it is. That game just completely whiffed for me, and I don't know what it was. Like I just could not make that one work for myself. Cyber Complex is another one that I know I missed out on. So I can't really give you too much to talk about with this one. So I'm just going to kind of move on. Like I said, there's a ton of games right now. So some of these I have actually not played. Death Squared is fantastic. I have not played this one as much as I want to. If you like kind of Portal type games, with good humor and puzzles and everything like that, which should be just about anybody who's looking at a video called Indie Puzzle Sale, definitely check that one out. Highly recommend looking into that one. Our reviewer absolutely loved it. Thought it was fantastic. So definitely check that out. Energy Cycle. If you're one of those people who is looking for achievements, that's why you're picking up Energy Cycle. I don't even know what the sale price is going to be like. Is it like $1.22 or something? $1.50. All right, I'm close. You could beat this game in 10 minutes with a YouTube video. So if all you care about is achievements, you can just bust this thing out real fast. If you'll notice, that developer or publisher puts out a lot of these games that are very quick achievements. I skipped Dreamables. I did not play this one. Zero did. I watched Zero play this on stream. I don't think he enjoyed it. But for $3, if it's something that catches your eye, definitely worth checking out. I would look into that one a little bit more because I'm not an expert on it. Factotum 90 is another quick achievement game. I didn't personally find it that interesting. But you kind of like work as this like, I don't know, robot through cameras and move things around. It's a pretty simplistic game, but it's got some interesting things well done. I know a few friends who like this one. It's not one that caught my attention very much, but again, it is fairly cheap, and if you're in here for Gamerscore, Factotum 90 is worth checking out. Flockers, that's the sheep game, I believe, way back when on XBLA, isn't it? I guess it must have come to Xbox One. Wow. For some reason, I thought that was a 360 game for some reason. It may have been at some time. Wow, yeah, that's probably why. 2014. So it's that old that I can't even remember. But it's kind of a classic take on moving from point A to point B. Bunch of things, killing them, building. I would say that one's worth looking into. I don't remember it as well because that's a pretty big gap. You got Fruit. Okay, so if you happen to own a Kinect, first off, pat yourself on the back. You're a very, very rare breed at this point in time. Pick this up. Just do it. Like, it's probably the best use of Kinect since Dance Central. And it's a really well done puzzle game. Gas Guzzlers Extreme. Is this the one I'm thinking of? Because I'll be honest, some of these names get a little generic at times. I don't think this was our favorite of these. So there's a bunch of these. A bunch of games like this. I would definitely look into all of them. But at $6.20, wow. Talking about a pretty good sale on that one. So if that's something you're into, definitely worth checking out. Goat MMO, Goat Sim, Goat Z, Payday, Waste of Space. I like the Goat Sim games. Hopefully you got Goat Sim when it was on Games with Gold. It had been on Games with Gold, I believe, on both Xbox One and on 360. Definitely worth checking out. It's a pretty fun game. The add-ons are actually pretty clever, and they do some cool things. Jump Step. All right, so if you like games that are very, I don't know, kind of basic in nature. So this is one of those ones where you just kind of like, you're almost like programming a robot to do what you want it to do. So you type in the moves and then he does them. That also means that if you're an achievement hunter, you don't have to do the puzzles because there is literally a script you can just follow. I will admit I tried doing that once and I fell asleep trying to do it because I'm not good at letting someone else do the puzzles for me. I get bored and then I like forget what line I'm on. So I did better when I just played the game than when I actually tried to follow a guide. But you can follow a guide and complete this game in like under an hour. It's another very quick completion. Kiranaga's Revenge. Kiranaga's Revenge is the follow-up to Yasai Ninja, where you can play as Onion something or other and Broccoli Joe. The Onion has a weird name. Don't ask me. I think it might have been Kiranaga. I don't even remember. But basically, this takes Yasai Ninja, which was like a 3D brawler. Not even brawler. Kind of a 3D like action-adventure game kind of aimed at kids. And moves it back to the 2D space where it actually kind of did a little bit better. Not one I'd really highlight, like as in to pick up, but definitely worth talking about. Magnetic Cage Closed. I love this game. I thought Magnetic Cage Closed was fantastic. So if you like games like Cube, you like games like Portal, you like games like I don't know, Turing Test, you know, like, but you like them a little bit more on the platforming side, a little bit less on the narrative side. Magnetic Cage Close is really good for that. So definitely worth checking out for that. Monkey King Saga, I did not play. I'm going to take a look at that really quick just to remember. Yeah, this is what I thought. Zero played this. I think he thought it was okay, but I don't remember it standing out to him too much. I do believe it was a fast completion, though. So, obviously, you can check something like TA to find that out a little quicker. Nebulous, I believe, is the VR game that we got that wasn't in VR, and that kind of killed it for me. I did not like this at all. It's really weird camera angle because you look around a lot like you would if you had a VR headset on your head, except you're using a joystick. You're placing, random platform type things to make the astronaut go from point A to point B. Didn't really work for me. So I would personally say I would skip that even at $5. It's just not a game that connected for me, but hey, maybe you like it more than I do. Never Alone Arctic Collection. This is a really cool game. Does some cool things. Teaches you about a different culture. Definitely worth looking into. I would highlight that one. I think this is definitely one worth looking into a little bit more. 101 Ways. I don't remember it at all. I remember it coming out, but it's just not one that connected with me at all. I'm not even going to go into it. Plague Inc. is fantastic. Plague Inc. is a very, very cool game. It's a very simplistic concept. You're dealing with just the infection of various diseases. There's some cool DLC that involves, I think Planet of the Apes even. It just gets kind of nuts with some of the stuff in there. It's just a really, really, really cool puzzle game. A lot of different things you can do. I would definitely highlight this one and say it is 100% worth checking out. Planet of the Eyes, I know which one this is, but I don't remember it super closely. Yeah, I thought it had the really cool art style, but the game itself, I don't remember being super memorable. I don't think I played this one. I think Zero did. So I think I remember watching him play it. Cube Director's Cut, one of the best games that you'll find. If you like games like Portal, this is worth playing. I would pick this up especially now, and then be ready for whenever the sequel that just came out today goes on sale. So that is definitely one to check out. Like Cube right here. Cube just went out today. Highly recommend looking at this game. It's fantastic. Wild Boy loved it. Gave it a must buy. Definitely worth checking out. And I'm gonna move back to where we're supposed to be at here with these sale games. Quattro's Origins. I think I like this one a lot, actually. I think I'm a weird person. Yeah, this is like a really good Tetris game. I know that sounds weird, but I think this is like probably better than half the games that have been called Tetris that have come out recently. I would say that one's worth checking out. Raining Blobs. I don't remember this at all. So yeah, I don't remember this at all. I think it's a mobile game, because it says it's out on Xbox, but man, I don't remember this one happening. I'll be honest. I normally do a good job of keeping up with stuff, but like that one, I'm just like, whoa. This is one I was looking into for myself, actually, because it's one of the few games I don't have that I haven't played. So I have not really checked this one out. It looks funky as hell. So I can't really comment on this one. This is actually one of the ones I was debating buying. So like I'm just kind of looking into it myself. Rhyme is amazing. So Rhyme is 100% worth whatever price it is. Yeah, it was worth full price. This game is fantastic. I don't want to go into the story because the story just kind of is so good and so good. I don't really want to tell anything, but you're a kid, you're shipwrecked on an island, and you're kind of just, going around exploring. There's not a ton of, exposition, but at the same time, there is a really cool narrative. I hope that makes sense. And it's just a really, really neat game. Definitely check this one out. Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun. What are you? I did not play you. Alright, so yeah, I wouldn't have even thought this one would classify in the indie puzzle sale, but I guess it does. I forget that they still call indie games now at the $50 level sometimes. That's a little funky to me. We normally don't cover a lot of that stuff on this channel because, like, again, we're XBLA fans. We came from XBLA. Obviously, that word means literally nothing anymore. Microsoft has virtually abandoned that term. But Yeah, like for me, when I think of indie games, I still think of free to play to like $30. Obviously, we've entered a world where you end up with games like The Witness, which are absolutely amazing, would clearly still fall into that indie game territory that push the price point a little higher. But, it's a squishy term, man. No one knows what indie means. Anyone who says they know what it means, they're making up their own term. Let me close some browser windows before I give someone an aneurysm, because we know it's going to happen. But let me talk about Shift Happens. So Shift Happens, you play as, I think there's two different characters. I think this one has a good co-op element, if I remember right. Online, yes. Okay, so you have the big dude and the little dude, and the little dude and the big dude, they can kind of swap, and you can control them differently. And yeah, it's a good puzzle game. I thought it was actually pretty good. So I would say at $9, this is definitely worth checking into. Shininess, the Lightning Kingdom. I did not like this one that much at all. I'm just going to kind of move past it. So Many Me was a Games with Gold title. Hopefully you picked it up. It was pretty good. If you didn't pick it up, it's probably worth looking into for 50% off. It's a rather well done game. Song of the Deep. All right, so we are entering what is almost more of like a Metroidvania title than it is a puzzle game, but hey, we'll go with it. You travel around underwater. I think this is from Insomniac. It's a pretty cool game. Game Trust Games. So it's the one that was published by GameStop, but I think it was from Insomniac. I don't recall 100% now. I'm probably giving you bad information, bad Cade. But like, I mean, I like the art style in this. It's pretty cool. I did think it was a little slow at times, and it wasn't my absolute favorite, but it was pretty cool. Song of the Deep is what we were just talking about. So we're moving on to Soul Axiom. Now, Soul Axiom is going to be one of those games. It's going to be very split opinions on this one. So it is pretty good. Our review was super negative. I actually kind of liked it. But it's one of those games that's like a little obtuse with the puzzles. It's a ton of backtracking, kind of running around blindly, just trying to make things happen. I don't know. I kind of thought it was kind of cool. So if you like that type of feeling of just kind of wandering around trying to figure out what you're doing, that'll do pretty well. You got the Sparkle games here. The Sparkle games, I'm going to include them both in the same kind of comment, are a lot like, I think it was Zuma. Is Zuma the correct one? The one with the frog. But yeah, you shoot the balls, you make the balls, they match, 3 of a kind, they shrink. It's not something that we really need to go into too much. Spy Chameleon is actually a rather good game for what it is. It's very simplistic. You play as a chameleon, you run through a bunch of different levels trying to get from one area to the next while grabbing some things. You can change colors to blend in with the environment. It's actually a pretty cool game for how simplistic it is on so many levels. But I actually think this one's really cool. I'm going to skip Star Balls because I can't even tell you what that is after reading it again. Super Party Sports Football. That one plays a lot like if you've ever played any of the... there's 2 other ones. There's a tennis one and a baseball one. I think it's called Baseball Riot and Tennis in the Face. They all play very similar. It's about hitting an object into, other... Like, I think you hit a soccer ball into people trying to knock them over. It's a very similar concept to those other ones. If you enjoyed them, you'll kind of like it. I would not really put too much effort into looking into that one, though. It's not one that I'd highly recommend, at least. We're going to go to Swap Quest. Swap Quest, I can't tell you much about. I did not get a chance to play much of this one. I'm going to kind of skip it. Like I said, there's so many games on this list that like I didn't want to didn't want to spend 10 hours researching the ones I don't remember, because if I don't remember them, there's probably a reason. The Bridge is fantastic. The Bridge is like an entire game that feels like this weird little MC Escher world. Is that MC Escher? I don't even remember. We'll just call him MC Hammer, even though I know that's even wrong. But like, it's just like this really cool, like, look at this. So let me see if I can get one of these. Like, I love that look. And the whole thing is, like everything's, yeah, it is MC Escher. Thank you. Everything kind of just moves around. And like when you're like just walking around, it's really really well done. This is very artistic, and it's just really cool. I would say it's 100% worth $3. If you like puzzle games at all, pick that one up. That's 100% worth it. The Inner World, again, I don't think of this as a puzzle game, but it's kind of it's more of I guess one of those kind of adventure point and click games. Uh, you end up in this world of people who have like flute noses, and I don't remember exactly what was going on, but it's very pretty. It's got some cool art, and yeah, like it's worth checking out if you like those style of games. Again, Jackbox Party Pack. I do not think of this as a puzzle game, so you guys are getting really stretchy with what you're calling a puzzle. But Jackbox Party Pack is fantastic. Jackbox Party Pack 2 is really good. I think it might actually be the weakest of the party packs, but it's still a good one. So if you're into these, definitely give it a look. Bidiots is pretty cool. But like I would say that one doesn't work as well if you're playing on, say, Twitch. What are we looking at here? I think this is Fibbage. You've got the bomb defusal one. This one is kind of a puzzle game, actually, now that I'm complaining about that earlier. I didn't particularly like this one of the games. And yeah, that's definitely Fibbage. So Fibbage is one of the bigger games on this one for sure. Bidiots is pretty good as well. I don't know why I didn't just look here. You also got Quiplash. So Fibbage 2, Quiplash, Bomb Corp. Bidiots is pretty good, and I would pass on Earwax. Earwax is not anything special to me, but maybe you like it. The Living Dungeon. Oh my goodness, there's so many games this week. So many games. Now I understand why our sales post is not up yet, because like Jill busts her butt to get those up to you guys, and she has to do a lot of work to get all the information in there. Because we try to include more information than just this, because this is not much to go on, to be honest. But where we at? The Living Dungeon. So this is kind of a D&D style game that kind of comes to life. I did not play much of this, but I do remember someone who was streaming it on the channel at the time really did enjoy it. I think I've picked it up since, and I just haven't had a chance to go back to it. If I haven't picked this one up, honestly, I'll probably buy it. So that's on my list to look at. Okay, the Magic Circle breaks all the rules of everything ever. Just going to tell you now. It breaks the fourth wall and kind of makes you feel like you're the game dev at times. It's kind of weird. So it's a first-person fantasy game trapped in development hell. It's just kind of a strange title. If you like things that are a little bit weird, look into this one. It's definitely a little bit weird. The Sexy Brutal. The Sexy Brutal is amazing. Pick this game up. I don't want to tell you too much about it, but you kind of do things with time, and it's just really, really cool, and you're trying to figure out what happened and who murdered people, and it's just a really good experience. Threes is a fantastic game. I play it all the time on my phone still. Move tiles, create things. It's just really, really good game. It does kind of suck that we're missing out on Snap to use that anymore. And yeah, that kind of is a bummer. Tricky Towers. So this is kind of a physics-based game where you keep adding stuff on top. So it's like if you wanted to play Tetris, but instead of everything lining up nice, neat little piles, you had to actually make them like balance on each other to go higher. That's kind of what you're entering with Tricky Towers. Tumblestone was Games with Gold, I believe. It's a pretty good game. Pretty crazy. Again, another one of those kind of just match stuff games. Unmechanical Extended, another kind of adventure puzzle game. Pretty cool. This one, I remember, was a long time coming to Xbox, and there's some stories behind that one. Vesta. Let me see what Vesta was, just because I don't remember this one at all. Okay, this one came out recently. Yeah, like, crazy how quick these sales happen, man. So quick. But yeah, this one is already on sale. Zero played this on stream. If you want to check it out, we have VODs on Twitch for, I would say, every single game on this list, by the way. So definitely worth checking our Twitch page if you're really interested in something. Hopefully it's not too hard to search for them. We Are the Dwarves. I have not played this one yet, so I'm not even going to comment too much. But now I'm going to give you guys a very, very fast rundown of Just yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Just to make this really easy. And I skipped Armacog. Armacog's actually kind of cool little adventure game with some kind of the claymation look thing. And yeah, it's kind of neat. But yeah, missed that one. Whoops, sorry. But we're just going to do a quick yes, no. Maybe. I would probably say yes on our Upward and Augo, even if you, like, even if it's just a little too short. No, 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 no. Yes, 100% yes. Buy this. Like, if you're only buying a couple games, this is 100% like 3 thumbs up. I'll find a third hand and get someone to stand over here and help me with it. No, no, yeah. Again, same as Candleman. Boom. These are the ones you're buying. These two, maybe on Albert. Energy Cycle, if you like achievements at all, you just need to pick this up. It's kind of dumb that that's a thing, but if you just want gamer score and you don't care where you get it from, it's kind of interesting. In fact, Tone 90, I'm going to say unless you're an achievement guy to pass. If you have a Connect. If you have a Connect, this moves into the Death Squared territory. If you don't have a Connect, obviously, that's kind of a miss. We're going to skip past these. Again, this is in that same category of Energy Cycle. If you're just here for achievements, Jump Step should be on there. Magnetic Cage Closed. I'm going to throw this into the category of, you know, Fru and Death Squared and Candleman. Even though I don't think it's as well made as those games, it's just a very, very fun game. And I would highly recommend checking it out. I really, really did enjoy it. I mean, I would say if you're iffy and, you know, like this list gets a little too long, I'd bump that one down to the next group, but it's really good. We're going to skip. Never Alone at 80% off is pretty much a yes. So I would definitely look into this one. Skipping that, personally, I think this is fantastic. I loved this game. I think this is one I liked more than most people, though. So I would definitely look into it, but I'd take a little bit of a grain of salt with that one. We're going to skip Planet of the Eyes. I would definitely say Cube, yes, 100%. Yes, yes, yes. Probably not. I loved it, but most people probably won't. Skip. Yes. Pick up Rhyme. Rhyme is amazing. Rhyme is really, really good. We're going to skip that. This one is iffy for me. I have a hard time saying yes or no on this one. There's no gut, like, reaction to that, so I'm going to say that's a maybe, depending on your budget and what else you have. We're going to skip. Hopefully you already picked up at Games with Gold. I personally did not like Song of the Deep. I would probably skip Soul Axiom too. But if you are looking for indie games, these are not bad to pick up at their prices. We're going to skip these. Spy Chameleon is another one of those kind of Quattros Origins games for me. I enjoyed it, but I don't think the average person will as much as I did. But again, it's going to be pretty cheap. So definitely take a look at it. We're going to skip. The Bridge, yes. 100% on The Bridge. I'm personally skipping on Inner World. I would say this is probably the weakest of the Jackbox games. We're going to pass through here. Sexy Brutal, 100% pick this game up. If you only pick up one game, pick up this one. Literally, if you pick up one game I've highlighted, make it this one. You won't regret it. It is fantastic. We're going to skip. All right, so what we ended up with, Sexy Brutal, The Bridge, Rhyme, Cube. I'm going to throw in Plague Inc., throw in Magnetic Cage Closed. We're going to throw in Fru, Death Squared, and Candleman. These are the ones I would recommend personally. I would say they are phenomenal games. I think it's not actually that high price either with the discounts we're getting. So hopefully you can fit those into your budget. If you can't, make some tough decisions because those are all really good games. But I want to say thank you guys again so much for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. Please do like and share. Please do share this on social media. It helps us out a ton, guys. We really do want to keep making more content for you guys and really do hope you enjoy these. Thank you again so much. I really do appreciate it. And later.